and done, and then if you're on emergency duty, you may get called out of bed at 3 a.m. when it's 20 degrees outside to go tube a colic. But then Doc always believed in emergency care 24 hours a day. Doc and Izzy's philosophy with this practice has always been to offer high-quality vet care at affordable prices. A self-proclaimed country vet, Doc believes in donating to the community. He's done this in many ways, such as participating in the Spay Incorporated program, which offers low-cost spay and neutering to people who cannot afford to neuter their own pets. He provides exceptional care to the strays from the shelter. Often he takes a loss to provide the emergency care that they need. He provides medical care to injured wildlife, and he receives no compensation for his efforts. He has always supported youth groups, whether it's loaning his flatbed to the local high school annually for their homecoming floats, or allowing the youth groups to tour the facility, or allowing some kid to shadow a vet on the road or in the clinic. But perhaps Doc is best known for his surgical skills. He is willing to try things that other vets say are impossible, things that can't be done. He's proven many a vet wrong and saved countless lives, much to the delight of the owners. My most vivid memory of Doc was a few years ago. It was a Sunday, and of course we're closed on Sundays, just open for emergencies, pickups and drop-offs. Somebody had been trail riding their Arabian out on a trail, crossed a creek, and a stick cut open the horse's stomach. Somehow they were able to get the horse on a trailer, brought it to Deepwood. Thank goodness it wasn't a bad weather day. And when he got to Deepwood, the horse was down in the trailer, and his intestines were all over the place. I thought it was a simple call. I thought, this will be over within 5 minutes, put the horse to sleep. Well, the owners didn't want to do that. Doc didn't want to do that. So we all got together, pulled the horse off the trailer, and Doc, while this was going on, the community was out and about, walking their dogs, coming by to see what's going on. We had neighbors holding IV bags. Clients were coming in and out of the clinic, and some of them just didn't do well at the sight of blood. But Doc put that horse back together, and after he woke up from anesthesia, he got up and walked in the stall. And 3 weeks later, he went home. And today, that horse is still being used on the trails. Was it just luck? I don't think so. He's done that exact same surgery several times. Linda Mood horse was another one. Unlike many vets, Doc will sew up any cut at any time. And his suturing skills are highly sought after because how cosmetic his work is. Face it, the man's a saint. Unless you catch him on a bad day. One of those count to 10 days. We all know he's not known for his bedside manner. While most small businesses don't last for 5 years, Deepwood has thrived for 33 years. He's provided jobs for many people over the years. He cares about his employees, and he provides us with many good benefits. I think that at last count, Doc had 50 employees on the payroll. Now that huge payroll belongs to Dr. Wanda Poole. Last month, Doc sold his practice that he built from the ground up to his daughter-in-law. Dr. Poole's married to Bob's son, Dr. Mauser's son, Bobby. Bobby, you want to stand up?
No.
How did I know that? Dr. Poole would be here right now, but she's out picking up one of our elderly clients who can't drive. And then she has to rush back to Deepwood because she has emergency duty. That's the life of a vet. Doc, your success as a vet, as a businessman, and as a leader in our community. You and Izzy are loved and respected by many more than are just here tonight. And tonight, we're here to honor you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mike Wynn. I had been honored to stand up here and talk with you tonight, maybe offer some suggestions that all of you all think about this evening. Maybe the way I'll start the evening off is to let everybody try and search back in memories anywhere from a month ago to, could be 33 years ago, about when you first met Doc. What it was, maybe the circumstances that you first met him, who it was that was with you, and maybe how it developed over the years with the relationship with Doc. My first instance of running into Doc was actually far from the Fairfax County area. I had met Doc and Izzy and a couple of their kids out in Colorado. I had worked with an outfitter out there, and they were doing one of their many wild trips up into the mountains by horseback. And as I drove up to the Maroon Belt, a beautiful area up in Aspen Highlands in Colorado, I see a Winnebago with Virginia tags on it. This is, as I come to later know, a very strong trademark of the Mauser family is the Winnebago. Every vacation's taken one, and everybody gets to enjoy it otherwise. And as I pulled up to the scene, all the horses were being rounded up for the trip, and all the guests were getting ready to depart. I see the Winnebago. I go up and I introduce myself, and I let them know I'm from Virginia. Is there anything I can do to help them? Izzy comes down, and she smiles. She says, sure, maybe you could ask my husband to see whether or not he needs any help. Doc comes down with a big grin on his face, a handful of jelly beans, and tells me that he has a saddle that he'd like me to carry. I'm not sure if anybody here knows Doc's saddle, or if it actually still exists, whether or not they made him get rid of it. But this saddle weighs in the range of about 100 pounds. Because it's a big man, he's got to ride a big horse. And so at the time they even had called this outfitter to let them know that they have to prepare one of their draft horses for this guy, because he rides them hard and he enjoys his ride while he's at it. So as he lifts that saddle to my shoulder, Izzy kind of looks sorrowfully at me and asks me if she can help me. She offers to carry this out of my place because she sees me straining and breathing hard. So I say, no, it's only a couple of 100 yards across the river. And see Izzy's toting her own saddle, which is probably near that weight, just outdistancing me while I'm trying to struggle along. As they depart for the trip, though, I had talked to them further and told them I was coming to school back from this area, and Izzy very kindly offered me a job at the clinic. So when I had come back that October, which was about 10 years ago, I did come to the clinic. Izzy's out mowing the lawn out in front of the clinic, doing all the chores that she always did to help there at the clinic and keep the place in the order that it was. And so I started my position there as just kind of gopher guy, doing all the different things that I could learn to know and to share the knowledge that Doc imparted on all of the people that he ever touched. And it's probably one of the best times I ever remember is meeting him, because it started me down some paths in my life that I never would have been able to reach. And I just want to have everybody here tonight maybe think back upon that time when you first had Doc touch your life, and all the good things that have probably come of it. That's why we're all here tonight. And even those of us who could not gather this evening is probably right now thinking about a man that really has truly touched their lives in a way that nobody else could ever do it. And I think later I would like to actually talk about one of the most special times in my life that Doc did help me through, and it involves an animal. I'm sure all of us can think about a time like that also, but I will say that for later. And if it's possible, I'd like to also offer anybody here tonight would like to come up and share a story about Doc. I think it would be a tribute to a man that really has done great service for his community and has done great service to all of us, whether it be as a friend, whether it be as a veterinarian, or even if there was any other way he could have touched our lives. I think this is a pretty comfortable atmosphere that would allow for that. So we do have a number of speakers here tonight that are going to speak. I still encourage anybody and everybody, hopefully just for a few minutes, because we don't have that much time, to just maybe come up and pay tribute to a man really who deserves to be honored the way he is tonight. Doc, congratulations.